Another one. Another one. We back. Back at it again. Yo, what's good? How your Sunday? Yo, how the fuck is your Sunday going? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know how we gotta start this off, man. It's not even a tradition, but it's basically a tradition. I ain't said nothing about it, but I'm basically about to say something about it. We gotta start off every single show with a pull of the blunt, man. It's not a victory blunt today. The motherfuckers in Cincinnati smoking Baltimore packs tonight. It hurts. It hurts. But give me a minute. I'm back with you. How was y'all Sunday, man? Just got done watching that Sunday night football game. Who is planning these Sunday night football games, man? I think the last two done been doo-doo. But if you just looked at the score, you'll probably be like, oh, it was a good game or something like that. But no. The shit that I just saw. But we gonna get into that. Yo, welcome back to the podcast, bro. Kicking it with Saint. Y'all see the new graphics on the screen, bro? I don't know how this look on YouTube yet. I haven't even watched it. But obviously I haven't watched it. I'm recording it right now. But like the graphics that I'm making, gone is the days of them blank black videos, bro. We got dope ass graphics all on the screen and shit now. We got a score bar at the bottom of all the shit. We got the sidebar to tell you what some of the shit I'm be talking about. You got the graphic in the middle with the name of the show on the side. We got the green light on. You know what that mean? We live. We on the air. But hey, man, I hope you had a dope Sunday, man. I hope your Sunday went the way you wanted to, man. Ate some good food, looked at some good football. If your team lost, if you're a Detroit fan, obviously none of this, when I talk about I hope your team did good and that type shit, this don't pertain to you. I just hope if you're a Detroit fan, I just hope you had a good Sunday outside of football. I mean, if you're a Detroit fan, I feel like you shouldn't be planning your Sunday around the Lions winning. You know what I'm saying? That shit just gonna be like a Christmas gift or like a miracle or something. Like you shouldn't be planning for that team to win because newsflash, they lost again today. But for everybody else, I hope your team vibed out. My team got smacked around today. Now I know you probably thought that I was gonna get on here and sound kind of upset, kind of mad, kind of down. But no. If one thing I done learned, see, I've been a Raven fan my entire life, so I done seen worse than this, obviously. Jamar Chase came out and balled today, 10 targets, 8 catches. It was a point in this game where he had 6 targets, 6 catches for over 100-plus yards. Dustin Marlowe. You know how I kept telling you, y'all, that Marlowe is a great corner. He do good job covering, but he get beat on certain moves a lot of times, and he have a lot of plays here and there where it's just like he get beat horribly. That happened today. After the game, he said it. Listen, today was supposed to be the day that I had a big game. This was supposed to be the game centered around me stopping Jamar Chase. And I failed. He had 200-plus yards, man. Failed miserably. And he even got a pick today. It didn't matter. And listen, when your offense, because our offense looked good. I wish our offense wouldn't start the games off as slow as we do. But for a portion of this game, the offense looked fine. Here's the problem. We took the lead to come out in the third quarter, and our defense gave up a touchdown to the Bengals in almost less than a fucking minute. And it wasn't a 2-minute drive or no shit like that. The fucking third quarter had just started. We just scored. And I swear to you, in probably less than a fucking minute, they let the Bengals return score. I told y'all about how much I hate that shit on earlier podcasts and shit like that. I don't care about how great a defense is playing throughout the majority of a game when both teams struggling. I don't care about that. That is not important or relevant to me. I want to know how your defense starts to play once both teams get it going and you need stops. So don't give me all these goofy ass stats and all this other goofy shit about the Ravens defense was stopping them the offense. No. When both teams finally put their foot on the gas and started to go, and Baltimore was moving the rock and whatnot, the defense for Baltimore immediately broke. And all year they've been the bend, don't break defense for the simple reason we've been winning. But I've been making it very clear. I can't stand this defense. Still the worst linebacking core. And I'm going to tell you something. Josh Bynes did look better in his position than Patrick Queen the last couple of weeks. But I'm not even going to address Patrick Queen this week. He can have a week off. The secondary, who I've been raving about, who I've been saying looked good, looked atrocious today. They had guys wide the fuck open. I'm talking about defensive breaks every single play, letting them complete fourth downs, long third downs. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It was basically what I've been seeing from the Ravens defense all year. And this was one of them games where Lamar Jackson had the cape on, like it looked like he had it on, and then he lost it. And I'm glad that it happened because, you see, you ever seen that meme where he like, yo, he can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this. Yeah, I done seen that meme, right? That's how I felt looking at fucking Baltimore's defense today. That's how I've been feeling the last couple weeks, especially if you've been watching the podcast, or listening or watching the podcast, Quote the Raven podcast. But there's no but. If you've been listening to the podcast, I've been very adamant about our defense, and today was one of them days where Superman couldn't come through and save us. And you finally see, everybody liked to hype up our defense after that one good week we had last week, which was an anomaly compared to us the rest of the season, what we've been doing. Today, you saw what the Ravens defense at its absolute worst could be when Superman cannot put on the cape or Superman cannot make it to the game in time. That's what you saw. That's what you saw. And it's embarrassing. It's no other way to put it. It's embarrassing. Once again, the cornerbacks and the DBs tackle better than the linebackers. We don't put pressure on Joe Burrow. He had all day to throw it. I done spoke on this multiple times. A way he watches is starting to become very, very irrelevant at this point because the way he didn't do much today. One of the biggest plays that happened on the day was on a play where Away he missed a sack. Like, he got juked out of a sack. This shit getting embarrassing. The Ravens do not put consistent pressure on the fucking quarterback. I heard one of the announcers say that Justin Houston wearing out one of the dudes he was defending today. But did he ever actually get to Joe Burrow before he threw the ball? Joe Burrow had all day to throw, man. And then the times where they blitzed and it didn't work, I don't know why they blitzed him so much when it didn't. Listen, it was a complete bad day for Baltimore's defense, bro. All the way around, no two ways around it. It was an atrocious day, bro. It was an atrocious day, but we needed this. We needed a game like this. See, I ain't one of them people who like to lose. I hate losing. I absolutely hate losing. And on another day, I might come on here and be more livid or something like that if we lose. Like, if we lose to Cleveland, you're going to really see the ugly come out of me because I don't like losing to Cleveland, bro. I don't like losing to Cleveland. I can probably count on my hand how many times the Ravens done lost to Cleveland in my lifetime, bro. Dead ass. I can only remember Flacco losing to them motherfuckers once and Lamar losing to him once, bro. Because them being the two longest reigning quarterbacks since I've been a Raven fan. We had Kyle Bowler, Steve McNair, RIP. We had Trent Dilfer and all them boys, but no further back than that do I go. So I can count on my hand how many times we done lost to the fucking Cleveland Browns. So I am very irritated when we lose to the Browns. Jamar Chase just had a fucking AJ Green type of day to me. Like, I am very used to AJ Green. See, that's what's funny to me, bro, because, like, AB, without a shadow of a doubt, was the best receiver in the division when he was in the division. But AB wasn't the one giving Baltimore hell all them years. It was AJ Green, bro. AJ Green was a fucking menace to Baltimore, bro. I feared that man. Not like feared him, because, I don't fear no man. But I'm talking about on the football field, when it was time to play that motherfucker, I feared him. He was one of the few receivers that was consistently beating Jimmy Smith. If Jimmy Smith couldn't stop somebody, it was going to be a long day. Especially after Webby was getting hurt. It wasn't his same self, though, boy. But I would even say Jimmy in his peak, to me, I was still I don't know, because Ladarius Webb was disgusting. I still remember Ed Reed had dropped a couple picks in a playoff game. And he finally got one, and Webby was like, I let him borrow my hands for the play. Shout out to my guy, Ladarius Webb, man. But See, I'm letting my fandom show, man. My age and my fandom show. But I'm only 27. But yeah, man. So today was a rough one for Baltimore fans, man. But listen, man. We done been through the ringer before. We done had a lot of rough years. This is nothing, man. This is nothing. I do think Coach Harbaugh kind of got out coached today, and it's very rare that I say something like that. But he was out coached today. There's no two ways around it. And you remember on my last podcast, Quote the Raven podcast, you should definitely be checking that out if you haven't. You should definitely be sharing these podcasts with people, man. People listening to all these other podcasts and shit like that, why not listen to this one? Why not this one? You heard? I'm good at this. I'm getting better at this. And I'm getting really motivated, man. Look at the graphics. But this is nothing to me, man. This L is nothing to me, man. I'm not feeling down about it or nothing like that, man. I'm in a very good mood. I'm probably not gonna watch. I'm still gonna watch a lot of TV. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of people out there who gonna be real cyclical about this loss, like they're gonna really want to shit on Baltimore. And listen, analysts have every right to go at Baltimore if you going at that defense, because they should have been going at the defense all year and they refused to. They want to put everything on Lamar in the offense, when in actuality, now it is a problem with this offense, and it's the running back position. I'll probably say this week after week. J.K. Dobbins is sorely missed, bro. Lamar Jackson is the leading rusher for Baltimore, and it's not even close. That is pathetic. Lamar have to be the quarterback and he have to be the running back, and he got to be great at both of them. Do you know how exhausting it is to have to do that? Like, something got to change, bro. Baltimore have to go make a trade for a running back before the break, bro. Latavius Murray ain't getting it done. Le'Veon ain't getting it done. Tyson Williams ain't getting it done. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards just earned so much money without even fucking playing. And I know Gus just signed an extension, but damn it, give him another zero behind that dollar, bro. Because Jesus Christ, bro, this running game is absolutely atrocious. And I've been saying it on a weekly basis. I've been as consistent in saying the running game is bad as I've been saying the linebacking core and Patrick Queen bad. Those three aspects of this team have to change. Listen, the secondary was atrocious today. There's no two ways around it. This was the worst day the secondary done had as a whole. Everybody looked bad. It was nobody who looked good today. Everybody got to take a piece of this. Marlowe, to me, get the biggest piece of the pie. But, man, when are we going to start holding some of these? I would never want to get rid of Calais Campbell. I love Calais Campbell. I know what a Calais Campbell does for a team. None of this will I ever put on Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell is solidified. I do not expect Calais Campbell to come out and get 10 plus sacks like he was doing when he was in with the Jags and with the Cardinals. Calais Campbell is much like Cameron Wake, if you remember him, where he started their careers a little bit later, so they older. They older guys who their best years seem to be in their later years. So, and if you don't remember Cameron Wake, he was a stud defensive lineman with the Dolphins. But that's so I don't blame I don't. It's hard for me to really go at Calais Campbell or critique him at all, because Calais to me is great. To me, Calais really is one of the people who I say, along with the offense, aside from the running backs, is not the problem. Now, outside of Calais, everything else is a problem. In the offseason, it'll be shocking to me if the Baltimore Ravens don't go out and get defensive linemen, linebackers, offensive linemen. Running back should be straight if you get your guys healthy again. And I wouldn't even be shocked if they go make a signing in the offseason to bring in another veteran running back that probably got some tread on the tires just to get him some depth in case this injury shit happen again. But Marcus Peters will be back next year, and obviously I still think they should go out and make a big signing in the defensive side of the ball, because Marcus Peters is going to be coming back from a tear in his ACL or his Achilles, one of them. I can't even remember which one it is, but you don't want to put too much pressure on him coming back from an injury like that. So I really think Baltimore going to be looking. And the bad part about Baltimore being so good is that we do draft late, but they do draft good. But guys who would come in and make an immediate impact without you having to do all that training and all this other shit gonna be taken in the top of the draft. So it's rough, man. Like C.J. Mosley, when Baltimore got C.J. Mosley, it wasn't even off of a terrible season. They got him at like the 25th or something pick, and here the thing, the Steelers should have took him. They drafted Ryan Shazier instead of C.J. Mosley. So that's the type of luck we have to get certain type of players. And we're going to have to luck up and either sign or get another one, because the linebacking core have to be solidified in the offseason. The secondary have to be strengthened in the offseason, because Jimmy Smith is getting up there in age. He get hurt a lot now. Tavon Young good, but it's like I said, Anthony Avery had he had a great first drive. They targeted him one time, he gave it the catch, then he came back and balled out. But like, I'm not gonna single out a double A. That's my guy. Plus, it was a rough day for the defense all around. It's been a bad year for the defense altogether, but today was absolutely the worst. They showed you the worst they could be today. No two ways around it. They showed you the worst they could be. When a defense is as bad as Baltimore's was today, your offense has no chance unless they score absolutely on every single touch they get. And I told y'all multiple times on these podcasts, you cannot expect the fucking offense to go out there and score every single drive. I don't care how good they are. I don't care if it's Tom Brady and the Bucks. I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't care if it's Justin Herbert and the Chargers. No offense can go out there and score every single fucking drive of a game, because them dudes on the defensive side get paid also. And even though nowadays it seems like most of these motherfuckers is getting paid to just get 2 stops a game, they do get paid to get those 2 stops a game. So when the defense go out there and pitch the game that Baltimore's defense had at home, yeah, it should be a lot of people talking about that now. Now, like I said, I know people going to be talking about Lamar. Lamar had a good game, would have been a great game, but it's just no way you can do anything about a defense that's playing. Like, I just want y'all to go and look at this second half, bro. You don't even need to watch this whole second half. Just watch the third quarter, okay? Watch the first drive of the third quarter by Baltimore, and watch that phenomenal catch and throw by Hollywood and Lamar. Look at that and watch what that moment, and then just watch the next drive by the Bengals, and then you can turn the game off, because the Bengals win and they blow us out. I just want you to see how fast Baltimore's defense allowed the Bengals to score on that next drive. And matter of fact, keep watching, because watch the Bengals' next 2 drives. Watch the Bengals' first 2 scores of the third quarter, and you will see how absolutely atrocious Baltimore's defense is. And this is sad, because this is not a Baltimore defense that we all remember. Like, this is bad. But we done become an offensive team, obviously. This is Lamar Jackson's team. But this cannot happen. This is shades of Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers when he couldn't be Superman. See, it's one thing when a dude just having a bad day and he can't get the cape on today because he just struggling. It's another thing when he trying to put the cape on and you just keep pulling it back off of him because how bad your defense playing, just with every fucking drive. And it's demoralizing. It's demoralizing. The Baltimore fans was about to boo for a second, like it sounded like they was about to boo. And y'all know how I feel about booing. Like, y'all know how I feel about booing. I hate it. I hate booing your own fucking team at home. I told you, I hate New York fans that do it and Philly fans that do it. Those are just 2 places that really love to boo their own fucking teams at home. The Mets love to boo their own team. The Eagles love to boo their own fucking team. The only New York teams that I can honestly say, and I don't watch hockey, so if a hockey team don't do it, credit to them. And I don't watch the New York Liberty either, so. However, the only team in New York that I have never heard boo their own team, even with all, they probably have every reason to boo their own team, is the fucking Knicks. The Knicks is the only team that I can offer recent memory, and I could be wrong, but I cannot remember the Knicks booing their own fucking team through all these years of just absolute chaos and below average playing and just low expect. The Knicks have never booed their team out of their own fucking building. They might boo a certain person or the owner or something like that, but they don't boo the players. And I respect that, because that's telling me, even though New York Knicks fans is wild. I saw a video, them motherfuckers was saying fuck Trae Young after beating a different team. But after seeing that video, the Knicks fans definitely wild. But I respect the fact that they don't boo their own fucking team even when they struggling. Because what does booing your own fucking team help? That's not going to help them. It's like I agree with what Aaron Rodgers said when he talked about these fans being so caught up in themselves and so soft nowadays. Like, people love to talk about everybody else being soft, but as soon as an athlete go at one of these fans, or a taunt a fan or something, fans start bitching about it. But you've been using racial slurs, hurling all these crazy ass incentives, calling me all types of crazy words and shit like that. But as soon as I say something to you, oh, you in your feelings now. Y'all motherfuckers throwing bottles, talking about my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my cousins, laughing at my dead relatives, my dead homies you're laughing at. But as soon as I say something, oh, now it's a problem. You see the bozo mentality of these fans? It's really a slave mentality, but we ain't even going to get into that right now. You know what I'm saying? But so, I thought I had heard the Baltimore fans start to boo, but they pulled that shit back real quick. Cause don't boo Lamar Jackson, bro. Do not ever boo Lamar fucking Jackson, bro. I'm telling you, Baltimore, you did that bullshit in that playoff game. And I didn't like that shit back then. I wasn't happy with how Lamar played either, but I am I'm very strict when it comes to not booing my own fucking team. I will critique my team, talk about them all I want to. I'm never going to go to the game where my team plays and boo them in their own building. That is so counterproductive and that's high level bozo activity right there, folks. That's high level bozo activity. So I'm never gonna do that. But they quickly pulled that shit back because they should be booing the goddamn defense if they was going to choose to boo somebody. Now, see, that's when I probably would have let it slide. They started booing the defense. This probably would have been one of them rare days where I was like, fuck it, they deserve it. Because it's very rare that I'm going to tell you that your home team deserve to be booed because these athletes out there busting their ass. They out there busting their ass. Now, you could boo DK Metcalf. You could boo that bitch ass motherfucker, man. I see why Brett wears a pacifier now. You can boo him, man. He's tragic, bro. We gotta pray for him, man. Matter of fact, bro, I really want us to become a society where we help each other grow and critique each other rather than going at each other. But boy, somebody gotta help Bozo Metcalf out, man. Cause boy, this guy, disrespectful, man. That's the thing. I don't like that disrespectful shit. DK got disrespectful and thought it was funny. Doubled down on his disrespect. That double doofus. He gave you the double doofus combo, man. But hey, Baltimore fans, we're gonna be alright, folks. We're gonna be alright, man. You need L's like this to really wake your fucking team up. And you wanna know what's crazy? After the game, I said we need an L like this to wake Wink the fuck up. I don't even think Wink is asleep. I think Wink knows he has a problem. Because it's very hard for me to go. I done seen Wink save bad defenses for Baltimore. Or subpar defenses, I done seen Wink make them look good. Wink is not the problem. I know people going to want to say Wink Martindale is the problem. Wink Martindale is not the problem. If you hoping he get fired, you might as well go ahead and switch teams. John Harbaugh didn't fire Greg Roman last year. There ain't no way in hell he about to fire Wink Martindale when he got all these injuries on his defense. I keep telling y'all, LJ Fort is not healthy, bro. You got to understand, most of the shit, 50% of the bullshit that's happening to this defense wouldn't be happening if LJ Fort was in. See, what you don't understand about LJ Fort is, if you don't know LJ Fort, get the fucking know him. He's good in pass coverage. He's good at blitzing. He's good at tackling. He's good at stopping the run. It's really nothing that LJ Fort can't do, but he's a journeyman, so people don't know who he is. But he one of them dudes who work his ass off to be in a lineup. And now that he's not, now granted, I've been saying for the past, since he got to the team and blew up for us, because I watched the game, so I know the dudes who really make big impacts on the team. Everybody was giving Patrick Queen the credit for what LJ Fort was doing these last 2 years. When in actuality, he was saving Patrick Queen from y'all. Because y'all wanted Patrick Queen to be good because he was a high draft pick like CJ. You know what I'm saying? Even though I cannot remember this many people wanting CJ to be this great. You got on CJ bandwagon because he was just great off rip. Now, he did have Darryl Smith, but I don't want to hear that excuse because Patrick Queen has LJ Fort. And I'm not saying LJ Fort is better than Darryl Smith, but LJ Fort is a damn good middle lineman. See, folks, you can't just think players is good based on how much people talk about them on TV. That's one of the problems. Motherfuckers think players only good if you hear about them on TV, bro. And that's just cap. That's not the truth, and that's not factual. LJ Fort is the best middle linebacker on LJ Fort is the best linebacker on Baltimore. Him getting hurt was a huge blow to Baltimore. You see, Wink can keep drawing up different schemes for the secondary. It was very rare Wink ever gonna get beat like he got beat today by his sec. But again, missed tackles by the defense, bro. This is the worst fucking tackling team in football. This is the worst fucking tackling team I probably have never seen in my life, or very close to it. These motherfuckers can't tackle shit, man. They can't tackle air, bro. I swear to God, every time they try to tackle air, they ass up and end up on the ground, man. This shit's wild, bro. But I don't blame none of this on Wink, man. I know the brilliant mind that Wink Martindale is. I do not want them to let him go. I want these motherfuckers to get him the players that he can work with finally, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, man. This ain't one of them situations where we need to be blaming the head coach and shit, man. The head coach ain't got that many defensive just misplays and covers. Like, it was just defensive breakdowns all day. Dudes can't cover a soul. Can't tackle. What Wink supposed to do about motherfuckers not being able to tackle? It's week 7. Motherfuckers still missing tackles. Unexcusable. I would dare to do the research and find out who has more touchdowns given up or yards given up on short yard plays than the Ravens defense, bro. I swear it can't be another team in the league to give up this many type plays on short yardage and let them go for big yardage gains. Shit's embarrassing, man. But listen. This ain't quote the Raven podcast. This kicking it with Jay. So you know what that means. It was other motherfucking games today, baby. Now, we already talked about Denver and Cleveland on Monday. Or whatever day it was. So we ain't talking about it again. Let's talk about the Panthers and the Giants. Now, I said on the fucking podcast last week, if the Panthers don't win this game, they ain't making the playoffs. They're not competing in that division. But more so than that, that's going to be a big panic sign. Because how the fuck are you about to lose to this Giants team that just got smoked last week? Daniel Jones been looking bad. The offense been looking bad. The defense been looking bad. They don't have Saquon Barkley. They don't have Kenny Golladay. How do you lose this game? At one point in time, it was 5-3 in this game. And I saw it on the scoreboard, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to watch that shit. And then the news broke that Sam Darnold got benched, and I'm like, damn. So I turned to the game, and it's 25-3. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Carolina. You know what's funny? I told you, I knew Sam Darnold was bad. I had been watching Carolina early in the season, so I had saw those games that they was winning against them bad teams, and I kept telling people, he was missing throws in that game. If you're saying Sam Darnold is good right now, it's because you're being forced to say it, and you're not really watching this full games. Because this motherfucker is still overthrowing people. He's still missing throws, simple throws, and he still had these moments where he looked lost in translation. Like, just what the fuck's going on? Like, but motherfuckers couldn't believe it until it actually to the dam broke. You know what I'm saying? I saw the holes in the ship, and I was trying to tell them about it so they could plug it up. But motherfuckers didn't want to believe me. But you want to know what's funny? I was even wrong. You see, it's deeper than just Sam Darnold being trash. I already knew he was trash. All these white fans and white analysts who love the white knights, they can keep lying to y'all, man, and keep being racist, because that's all it is at this point. If you continue to give Sam Darnold any type, like, come on, man, what has this motherfucker done to get these chances and all y'all respect and y'all giving him this many leashes? Like, come on, man. This is the same team that got rid of Cam Newton, who was hurt, and took him to the Super Bowl with nothing to work with but Greg Olsen. And they got rid of him. They didn't care about him getting hurt and getting healthy and shit like that and putting stuff around. They got rid of him. But y'all want to keep giving Sam Darnold. Listen, I told you, it's deeper than just Sam Darnold, however. It's deeper than having a bad defense, because Carolina's secondary been atrocious the last couple years with a good linebacking core. It's deeper than Christian McCaffrey being hurt all the time. Which is funny that y'all would pay a run. See, I'm not a fan of paying running backs. I'm just not. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But you pay Christian McCaffrey, and to y'all credit, he wasn't really injury prone before he got paid. I agree. But you done had so many examples of paying running backs and it not paying out in the long run. It just is what it is. The only running back that I ever thought should get a big contract was two running backs. Adrian Peterson, AP, AD all day, and Ezekiel Elliott. And I was wrong on one and right on the other. Because Adrian Peterson is the greatest running back of my generation. Some of y'all motherfuckers might not remember what Adrian Peterson was doing out there. Adrian Peterson was a motherfucking animal. He was a beast. He was one of the best players in the league and was a fucking running back. The only running back that I can remember in my lifetime, aside from LT, even though I didn't watch a shit ton of LT because he was a Charger. And I didn't really watch the Chargers growing up. But the only other running back that I can remember that was a top player in the league that was a running back was AP, LT, and Ezekiel Elliott his first year or his first 2 years. Like that motherfucker Ezekiel Elliott used to fall forward, bro. Zeke was an animal. The problem is when you run running backs the way they run them, the wheels fall off. And you know what? Derrick Henry I would put in that category now too. Actually, it's very hard. But see, because I don't want to disrespect Derrick Henry. Because I'm not. That's the greatest running back to come out of Alabama. My guy, roll fucking Tide. I love Derrick Henry. I hate the Titans, but I love it. And I'm starting to fucking like the Titans too. I'm not gonna lie. Because that team just ball hard, bro. They just ball. Mind you, I picked them to beat the Chiefs, and they spanked the Chiefs this week. So, listen, man. Y'all think the boy don't be watching these games, but I told you, I be watching these games. But I'm starting to really fuck with the Titans, bro. They it's not a finesse team, man. Them motherfuckers. See, it's players on the Titans I don't like. But it's a lot of players on the Titans now that I love. Like, I love Julio Jones. That's my favorite receiver all time, along with Terrell Owens. I love A.J. Brown. Even though he a jackass when he play us, he like to taunt shit. I fuck with A.J. Brown. Because he's a big dude who go up and get the ball and fuck you. And he love Julio just like I love Julio. So how can I not fuck with him? He wear 11 because of Julio. I fuck with damn, what's my dude's name? The safety, bro. Byard, or I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but if you're a Tennessee fan, you know who I'm talking about. And I just like the variable is a fuck you head coach, bro. He a player's coach, obviously, but he a real fuck you pay me type coach, bro. And I fuck with that. But Derrick Henry, I would put in that, but it's hard to kind of put him in that for the same. So that's why I said all that to say I'm not disrespecting Derrick Henry. But it's hard for me to say Derrick Henry has been a top 10 player in the league because there's so many good fucking players in the league, bro. Like, I wouldn't take Derrick Henry over none of these top quarterbacks. And you could get to probably 8, 9 quarterbacks before you get to Derrick Henry. Like, I'm not going to go over the list and shit, but it's so many players that I could take that I think will make a difference for my team, more so than Derrick Henry right now. And it's like I said, no disrespect to Derrick Henry, because offensive players, not quarterbacks, you got to go with Derrick Henry right after that, because he'd been carrying this Tennessee team. Carrying him. Now, it's also great that they finally done put that they do have receivers so that Tannehill can work with that. Like, it's a perfect setup over there. Like, I'm telling you, if they had a quarterback that could put the team on his back without Derrick Henry, but had Derrick Henry in the backfield with him, oh, man, that'd be scary. That's why shit like that don't happen. Like, you will never see Aaron Rodgers. Bro, Tom Brady. It's a reason motherfuckers that good don't get to play with motherfuckers on offenses with that much talent, bro. Can you imagine Tom Brady in his prime playing with these motherfuckers he playing with now? This shit would be unfair. It's unfair now. I mean, like, Justin Herbert probably the closest to it. Like, you see Mahomes in that offense, motherfuckers had to start leaving and getting hurt for them motherfuckers to start slowing down, bro. And for Pat Mahomes to start being punished for some of his goofiness. And it's clearly he being punished for his goofiness because he was doing the same shit when he had them top weapons. Now that they gone, you don't got a lot of guys who can make up for the goofiness. Balls bouncing out of dudes' hands and shit. Your top guys who talked all that shit starting to doubt themselves now. And I'm gonna tell you something. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, they really deserve this bullshit they going through. Cause I like both of them. Trust me, I fuck with both of them. But Tyreek Hill, not really Tyreek Hill as much so as Travis could talk a lot of shit, man. And when you as good as him, yeah, I guess you got the right to, and I don't mind. Trust me, I don't mind. But when you talk as much shit as he talk, and when you as cocky as he is, and when you is so sure of yourself against compared to your peers and shit, like, I mean, let's be honest, he walk around like he the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like he walk around like he already in the Hall of Fame, greatest tight end all time. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. But when you like that, you gotta understand, motherfuckers is coming for your head on a weekly basis. And he eating that now. Tyreek Hill is an emotional guy. I see him go at a lot of cats on Twitter after like they get the best of him. Like he a real like I remember that Baltimore fans was like a Baltimore player was giving credit to one of the teammates on shutting them down that week, and he got emotional about it. Like, let's see if you still got that same energy. Like what? Like, man, see, that's that soft shit. I can't even congratulate my own teammate because you in your feelings about it now. Wasn't even talking to you. Like, you would have you celebrate every time you burn somebody. You one of the reasons they created the taunting fucking rule, because you like the peace sign motherfuckers when you blow past them. And rightfully so. I love that bullshit. I'm with it. But if you gonna be on it, you gotta understand when I return it, you gotta be able to eat that. You can't think you finna be taunting me and I'm not gonna send it back to you. So that's my only little problem with Tyreek. And it's not really a problem. It's just, hey, some dudes can dish it, but they can't take it. But when you losing like this and motherfuckers is not getting at you, hey, you gotta be ready for that. How you gonna come back over it? Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, the Chiefs look real fraudulent right now. They look real soft right now. You know what I'm saying? They really letting that skirt slip up a little too much. You know, they pissing themselves right now. I can see it. The skirt done went up too high. So, hey, how you gonna bounce back? Derrick Henry didn't even go stupid today. We was talking about the Panthers. We'll get back to that. We talking about the Chiefs, man. Derrick Henry went stupid today. I mean, didn't go stupid today. If I believe only 88 something yards, bro. But AJ Brown did. Hey, the defense looking real fraudulent. I done seen the clips. I done seen the videos of them showing the honey badger pointing at other people and throwing his hands up and shit. But I saw a tweet today also that was like, honey badger gonna get on Twitter, blame everybody or something like that, call out one of his teammates, blah, 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 say we're gonna fix it and go out there and get burnt again next week. And at this point, yeah, that is exactly what they're gonna do. Because like I just said, they really showing signs of being a real soft team right now, real fraudulent team, a real can't really get it together type of team right now. A real, now we really facing some adversity that Pat can't save us through. Because Pat got knocked out of the game with a concussion. Now, I did see a report later on in the night that said he did clear the concussion protocol later on after that fourth quarter and whatnot. But, hey, back's against the wall. Your quarterback ain't been able to put you on his back lately. What you gonna do? Because he damn sure can't rely on his defense. Let's be honest. That's what I'm saying. This ain't a put them on my back type of situation. If they defense could play a little bit decent, wouldn't even be mattering about some of the turnovers. But when you do have a defense as bad as you have, you can't be turning the ball over, obviously. And today was no different. An interception, 3 fumbles, and that'll do it to you. All by Patty Mahomes, who now has 9 interceptions on the season, which is tied most with Zach fucking Wilson. And they got their asses beat today, and he got hurt today also and was taken out of the game early. But that is not a record that you want to have right now, my guy. He is paying for the silliness and goofiness. You don't got all them players that'll save you now. And when you talk, when your teammates and your other guys talk as much as they talk, his brother, I guess, people got a problem with, Jackson Mahomes, I guess, and a problem with his wife, I guess. Now, what's funny is I saw a video of his wife a long time ago before I even knew who the fuck his brother was. Because I didn't even know who his brother was until like 3 weeks ago, because I don't follow the Chiefs like that. But I guess his brother been all over Twitter recently for dancing on Sean Taylor's logo, RP Sean Taylor. That was some dipshit type shit. Because exactly like I heard somebody say this weekend, I believe it was on the pod, Tone Diggs said it. I go to a funeral, they tell me to point me in that direction. I don't go jump on the fucking casket and start dancing on it. Like, have common sense. It's very that's one of the things that piss me off real fast, when you gotta explain to motherfuckers to have common sense rather than them just having it. Like, we in an age where we expect motherfuckers to just have common sense, so when they do some dipshit type shit, we like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I guess I could see why people mad about that, definitely. But the funny thing is, when I had first saw his wife, bruh, I can't remember what it was she did. I think she was yelling or something. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker irritating as a motherfucker, bro. What the shit? That was like my first thought of her. Never saw her since. So, the funniest wife thing was Russell Wilson's wife on draft night, bro. She thought she was set for life, but and then Sierra came in and leveled my boy up. Look at Russ from that time to now, bro. Hey, black women will do it to you, but will do it for you. But yeah, man, Chiefs, y'all better figure this shit out. Hey, the Chiefs getting in danger of not being able to make the playoffs this year. It's getting scary. Now, every team in the AFC, the top teams, got 2 losses at this point. Like I said, Baltimore lost today to the Bengals. The Titans on a roll now. The Titans looking shiesty, boy. They done beat the depending on how you look at the Chiefs, because I still look at the Chiefs as like a respectable team. You beat them, that's a respect type thing. They done beat the Chiefs. They done beat the Bills. I think they play Baltimore this year. I think they play us. Don't hold me to that. I have to recheck the schedule. It seemed like we got them motherfuckers on the schedule every year, so I was just going off of past type shit. But hey, better do something, man, because you're tied for last place now, I believe, with the Broncos. No, you're not. The Broncos still got just 3 dubs, bro. So Broncos in last, y'all in third. The problem is the Raiders keep winning. The Chargers had a break this week, but they still winning. And other teams in the AFC winning. So now, and also the Chiefs, I don't believe, are in that wild card. Yes, they do. They hold the play at that win over the Browns. But hey, it's getting real dangerous for you, Kansas City. Getting real dangerous. Better start stacking some wins. Now let's roll back to Carolina real fast before we let this go. Because I want to sum all this up when I get back to Carolina. When I come, see, now that I'm back to Carolina, I can't even get my words right. Now that I'm back to Carolina, I just want to say this. All this is happening because I kept telling you it was bigger than this, bigger than this, bigger than this, bigger than that. Apologize publicly to Cam Newton. Retire his jersey. Give him a statue. Tell him how much he meant to that franchise. Retire his number. Make a Cam Newton section there. And maybe the curse will be lifted. Until further notice, your team is fucking cursed, bro. You can call it the Saint curse. You can call it the Cam Newton curse. You can call it the Ace Boogie curse. You can call it the numero uno curse. But it's a curse nonetheless. Now, we head into another motherfucking game, bro. Let's head to the Jets real fast. Because I had spoke on how my boy Zach Wilson had got hurt. And I believe it was an ankle injury. And Matthew Judon, wished him a speedy recovery and that he was all right after the game. And I also want to wish my boy a speedy recovery and whatnot after the game. Because I'm still rocking with Zach Wilson, even though they got their asses beat this week. And I predicted that could happen because the backup quarterback, as Connor said, named Mike White. Who the fuck is Mike White? Don't know, don't care. Threw 2 picks. The Patriots win 54-13. I wanted to speak on Mac Jones because Mac Jones looked a little bit decent today. His quarterback, his QBR wasn't that high. I don't really give a fuck about them QBRs because the game, bro, I'm not somebody who care too much about that number type shit. It is situations and moments where numbers do matter and they do tell the story sometimes. Excuse me. And they do tell the story most sometimes. Or they can even tell the entire story at the moment. But you got to look deeper than the numbers. So QBR is something that's determined by it's a number-based stat, and it don't fucking matter to me. Sometimes it is instances where you can look out there and see that the quarterback put up crazy stats, but he played like shit. And sometimes the QBR might show that, but a lot of times I don't think that it'll do. Like, you can see some of these quarterbacks put up a lot of crazy numbers in garbage yards and still get like high QBRs or QB ratings and shit. And I'm like, whoa. I just saw this game. This motherfucker couldn't do shit when this game mattered. Like, to me, I call it the Dak syndrome, the Dak Prescott syndrome. And that's no shot at Dak. I love Dak Prescott, but because I love Dak Prescott, because I looked at Dak Prescott at Mississippi State. Yeah, you didn't know that. But, and that's why when he was in the draft, I was happy when the Cowboys took him, because I was like, I wonder who's going to take Dak, because I remember watching him in college when he had that tough year. But anyways, here's the thing. Dak used to have a lot of games where his team was getting their asses beat, and he wasn't doing shit when it mattered. Like, he wasn't picking up third downs when the game was close. He wasn't converting drives to touchdowns when the game mattered. But when the game was over and the yards didn't matter no more and the other team was done scheming and shit, Dak would start putting up a lot of yards and shit. So at the end of the game, Dak would always have great looking stats, and he would be leading the league in yards and shit. Last year, it was a stat where like Dak threw for the most yards in like the fourth quarter and shit. And I was like, yeah, because Dak is getting their ass beat throughout this game, and now he's just putting up goof stats now. These stats don't matter. What they call them, empty calories, empty stats, bro. That's all they was. So I called it Dak syndrome. Well, that's what you see with Jalen Hurts right now. My bad. That's what you see with Jalen Hurts right now. And I don't know how I ended up getting to that, because we was talking about the Patriots, but I had to make that correlation. I'm so high that I don't know how I hopped to that. But hey, that's why you listen to the podcast, baby. But anyways, we hopping back to the Jets and the Patriots, and maybe I'll remember why I ended up getting to that. But Mac Jones had a way better game today than he. Oh yeah, we was talking about QBR, because I was talking about how, see, I told you, bro, it all comes back full circle. Because I was talking about QBR and how sometimes you look at games and be like, yo, there's no way that I saw the game, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to hurry up and get back to my point before I forget it again. But so, getting back to that game, Mac Jones had a bad QBR at the end of this game, I believe. But what I'm happy is Mac Jones is starting to attack down the field. He don't got no crazy average of passing yards. Like, he's not averaging 10, 8, 9 yards in most games per attempt. It's still in the low, like 5, 6 and shit like that. But Mac Jones is starting to attack up the field, meaning they starting to call better game plans for him, bro. Now, you can hang 54 motherfucking points on the Jets, bro. Especially when a rookie quarterback get hurt and then they put in a quarterback I've never heard of in my life. But this is, to me, see, games like this is when a team should be trying to get better and shit like that, like working to get better. Shout out to Damian Harris, though, because another pride of Alabama, Roll Tide. He went for a big game today. But see, the Patriots need to be working on passing the ball. You was going to beat the Jets, bro. You almost knew you was beating the Jets. They should have continuously worked on, and they did pass the ball more to their credit. But I would like them to have these games, because now you don't play the Jets no more. The two freebies is over. I would have liked to see them really work the passing game. See where you can go in the pass. Trust Mac, because I believe Mac Jones probably don't got a big arm, but I think Mac Jones remind me more so of Matt Ryan than he do of these other quarterbacks people be talking about. See, Matt Ryan don't got the strongest arm in the world, but he had great receivers to bail him out. Plus, he was very accurate. Like, Matt Ryan was very accurate. And so, or even Drew Brees to an extent. Now, here the caveat. Prime Drew Brees was way better than prime Matt Ryan or anything that Mac Jones could probably ever be. I just want to point that out. I don't even like Drew Brees, the man, right now. However, Drew Brees is, I used to use Drew Brees on Madden like 11, because he was on the front of that one. It was either 11 or 10. Drew Brees was a bad motherfucker in his prime, bro. When he had Reggie Bush on that team and Deuce McAllister and them boy, motherfucking, listen, I know a lot of people think, and rightfully so, that Drew Brees is just a big-ass check-down quarterback. And he did become just check-down Charlie late in his career, where his top receivers was fucking running backs. And yes, he only was running slant routes for Michael Thomas, so everybody started calling him Slant Thomas. But you got to understand, where is Thomas at anyways? But anyways, you got to understand, You know, it's funny. I was about to put one of my quotes on the end of my videos was going to be a quote from Michael Thomas that was like, you saved their reputation by not saying nothing at all. That shit was a dope quote. But people started calling that motherfucker Slant Thomas because Drew Brees' inability to still be able to hit the ball down the field and shit. I understand if that's why you calling him, if that's your last thoughts of Drew Brees. But prime Drew Brees was a bad son of a bitch, bro. That's all I'm telling you. That motherfucker could sling it with the best of. That motherfucker was a deep thrower, bro. Like, he went up and down the field vertically. It wasn't no check downs. It wasn't no hitting the running backs and shit like that. Now, Drew Brees, I'm telling you, Drew Brees used to have running backs who wasn't running back / receivers. They was just running backs. Drew Brees used to dice motherfuckers up, bro. Go back and look at the Jimmy Graham years, bro. I'm telling you. Now, it's a lot of motherfuckers who remember that, but it is a lot of motherfuckers who think Drew Brees was just a check down quarterback late in his career, for his entire career, because they saw his late parts of his career. But that's all I'm saying. I want to see, that's who. So I'm not talking about Mac Jones reminding me of that Drew Brees. Okay? I'm not talking about that Drew Brees. But Mac Jones, to me, if they continue to open up the playbook, to me, at Mac Jones' earliest, at his best, to me, because to me, Mac Jones ain't winning no MVP right now in this system that they running. It's going to be very hard for Mac Jones to win MVP in this system unless they go out and get an absolute stud receiver. When you got dudes like Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joey Burrow. Joe Burrow is his name, but when he do gangster shit like he did today, he is Joey Burrow. So, Joey Burrow, just know when I call him Joe Burrow, that's without the cigar. When I call him Joey Burrow, imagine him with the cigar walking down the hallway, because that's what he did to us today. He was Joey Burrow today. But when you got quarterbacks like that, Pat Mahomes, Derek Carr, you know I wasn't going to forget my boy Derek Carr. But when you got quarterbacks like that, it's going to be real hard for a brother to win MVP. So I don't see Mac Jones winning MVP no time soon. However, Matt Ryan even won an MVP when you didn't expect him to. So I believe his height could be what Matt Ryan is. But it'll be hard to even get to that because, like I said, he reminded me a lot of Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan also had a lot of talent on his team. And I don't know if Mac Jones is going to ever have the caliber receiver that like he might not ever have a Roddy White on his team. Shit. He might not ever have a Calvin Ridley type level style of receiver on his team, let alone a fucking Julio Jones, Roddy White, and them type motherfucker. Antonio Gonzalez. Like, shit. He might not ever have those lower level talents, and them ain't even low level. Calvin really is a stud. But so, that's just what I want to see from the Patriots. More so, I want to see them working, because that's how you're going to be able to. With the AFC having so many quarterbacks that throw the ball better, and that's something I also want to go back to with Baltimore. Greg Roman got to understand, the running game just ain't shit right now. Baltimore also got out of this game when Greg Roman chose to stop just throwing the ball. To me, sometimes the game dictates what you do. Today, the game, much like in the Colts game where the game plan said, okay, no more running. Today, the game plan was just let Lamar air it out. And Lamar was doing it. Now, I understand he was trying to protect the offensive line because they was giving up a lot of sacks. He got sacked 5 times, got hit a couple times. I get all that. But, bruh, the game demanded that you threw the ball. He was dicing up their secondary. Why not let him continue to do it? On one of the drives, it should have ended up in a touchdown. It didn't end up in a touchdown because they killed the drive with 2 runs instead of just fucking throwing the ball like they had been doing. And that's what I want to see from the Patriots, because the running will not work eventually, bro. Eventually, you will have to go against a quarterback who was just airing that some bitch out. All your plans on defense done fucked up. They ain't working because this motherfucker just done went livid. He done went psycho. Now my quarterback need to go psycho. Mac Jones will not be ready for that moment if you don't never let him start airing that some bitch out. That's all I'm saying. So, Pats, you did beat the shit out of the Jets 54-13. But, hey, you got the Chargers next week, so speaking of quarterbacks, you got the Chargers next week. So, hey, you're going to have to air that bitch out next week, because as good as Belichick is, I don't think they're going to slow down Justin Herbert. 2 weeks in a row, Justin Herbert going to be slowed down? Nah. And they done had this whole bye week to look at the Patriots. So, yeah, next week going to be a good one. Matter of fact, the Ravens have a bye week next week. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. That's the game I'm going to be watching next week. So that's the game I'm going to be breaking down next week. I will be watching the Patriots-Chargers game. But we already talked about the Chiefs losing 3-20. Also, let's hop back to that Chiefs game real fast, though. Them motherfuckers only put up 3 points. That is the lowest amount of points a Patrick Mahomes-led team done ever scored. The lowest that motherfucker had ever scored previously was 10 points. This is the first time in history that motherfucker ain't put up at least 10 points in a game. So it's going bad for Pat Mahomes. It's a series of unfortunate events right now. But hey, as long as you got that boy, you expect shit to turn around, right? Washington football team. Washington no-name football team. Y'all motherfuckers took on the Packers and you lost 10-24. Now listen, I want to say something. Because at one point in time, Aaron Rodgers had 3 touchdowns in this game, but he had only thrown for like 100-something yards. I want to say something. The Packers are not the team that I thought they was. I do not think that. So I had already said the Packers should have lost to the Bengals in that Bengals game, which is why I said Joe Burrow in my other podcast. I said Joe Burrow's development in this game will be very vital and important, and I'm eager to watch it. And that's probably one of the reasons I wasn't so mad, because that's one of the things I wanted to see in this game. But what's so interesting to me is the Bengals should have beat them. Okay? So the Bengals should have beat them. I watched that entire game. The Bengals should have won that game. The Packers, I feel like if they was playing like top teams, would be losing some of these games. I just don't know how to really put it, bro. Like, it feel like the Packers is doing what they need to do to win. And it feel like even that wouldn't be enough if they were playing against like I truly believe the Packers would get smoked right now if they played the Bucks. I think they would get smoked if they played the Bucks right now. The Packers just haven't shown me that they can, because I even said it on the thing, they haven't really blown nobody out yet. Like, they haven't really had one of those vintage Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams games yet. At least not one of them that led to a big ass blowout win yet. Like the Ravens haven't had a big game where there was a blow. Like, we done blew out the Chargers, but that wasn't even our offense fully. Like, that wasn't Lamar having a great day and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen the Packers have that game yet. Now, maybe they pacing themselves, but this is against bad teams. Like, Washington no-name football team is a bad team. I don't care how you sugarcoat it. You can keep saying they in some of these games. That is a bad team. Okay, that people done overhyped. And the Packers struggled to beat them. Like, now some people gonna say, well, they almost beat the it was a couple plays against having a close game against the Chiefs. Listen, bro, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Washington is a bad team, bro. The Packers have not convinced me yet. Now, who the fuck am I? Obviously, but just because the sake of this is my podcast, the Packers have not shown me yet that they have not shown me that they can beat the Bucks, basically. Off of what I've seen them do so far this season, I'm not convinced that they're going to beat the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers defense, not even as good this year. And I'm still not convinced that they could go out and beat the Bucks. Because you want to know what's a great defense for the Bucks? The fact that Tom Brady and that offense playing so good. That's the defense that they need right now. And with Tom Brady not turning the ball over, which he don't do, it make it even worse. Like, I just don't know, man. It's like Aaron Rodgers. And listen, I'm not caught up in all the numbers. I told you earlier, sometimes the numbers is important, sometimes they're not. Sometimes I'm just intrigued by it. And I was very intrigued when I saw that basically this was a dink and dunk type game for A-Rod today. Like, this wasn't really a vintage A-Rod game, but I don't think he really done had a lot of vintage games this year. Like this, I told you, I don't expect him to be his MVP like he was last year. But, I mean, to me, this is just, I don't know, man. I'm not getting into this shit like the other critics that he talk about on the Pat McAfee show, saying that he trash and that he don't care about the game. I'm not saying none of that shit. I'm just saying visually from what I'm seeing from him and the Packers as a whole on the team, they don't look like the same team right now. They don't look like they can go beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay right now. They don't look like they can go and beat the Rams in LA this year. Because that's not Jared Goff standing across from you this time. That is Matthew fucking Stafford. I have not seen the Packers convince me that they can go beat the fucking Cardinals. Now, they play the Cardinals on Thursday night, so we get to see that very soon. And since we talking about but we finna talk about the Cardinals game next. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not taking nothing away from the Packers. They done won every week since week 1. But I feel like they're not as far away from the team they was week 1 that they is now, if I can be honest with you. See, week 1 was an anomaly in a sense that it showed you kind of who they was, but not completely. Because a lot of shit that went wrong, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and it's very rare that will happen. I told y'all in the podcast earlier or last week that Aaron Rodgers have at least 1 to 2 of those type games every year at this point where he just looks like a completely different player than Aaron Rodgers. There's no way Aaron Rodgers could have a game this bad. But to me, just based off of the first game, I'm not saying they the complete team that I saw in the first game, like I just said. But they not that far away from the team they was in game 1 now. They just been able to beat. And I was thinking this when I was watching the game. How the fuck do the Packers keep getting some of these games on their schedule? Like, I understand they got the Bears twice because that's in their division. You get the Vikings twice because they in your division. And you get the Lions twice because they in your division. That's insane that they get to play the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings twice, bro. The Vikings are not a good team anymore. So that is 6 wins guaranteed if Aaron Rodgers and them boys just go out there and be average most of the time. And I hate to shit on an NFL team like that, but I'm just going off of what I done seen the last couple years, bro. But then you mix it in and they get a game. They get a game like this. I'm just saying, bro. They got to play Washington football. I know you play the division or the different divisions every year and all that type of shit. I know. But I'm just saying, I haven't. And listen, with that being said, they got a lot of time to get into gear into shape. It's early, but hopping all the way down to the team that they're gonna play on Thursday night, which is gonna be a dope ass game. The Cardinals blasted the Texans. They beat them 38-3. They was in Arizona. The Texans, David Mills, man, I was looking at people try to tell me that David Mills was he was a decent quarterback and all this bullshit. David Mills isn't going to be the quarterback of that team once they figure out what the fuck they doing with Deshaun Watson, bro. Y'all can say that shit. Y'all can hang it up. Y'all can stop doing that. David Mills is a guy put in a situation where I believe the Texans is a bad franchise now, but they've usually been a better run franchise. Listen, they're not going to make the mistake that the Jags made. Gardner Minshew, I believe, came in when somebody got hurt or something like that, played decent, and then they ended up letting the motherfucker start a whole full season, and that was just stupid. Gardner Minshew had never shown that he was a top-notch quarterback that could carry a team. They was playing bad teams and winning. He was doing a lot of dinking and dunking and shit. And it's just crazy that I could see that shit and knew it wasn't going to work out. But they actually took a whole nother fucking year that they wasted instead of going out and finding a legit quarterback. They wasted 2 years. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Bad franchises do stupid shit like that, man. So I don't think that the Texans are going to make a mistake and listen to these bozos out here who trying to convince them that David Mills is some semblance of a great starting quarterback or has potential. No. And it's not even going to be a good quarterback draft people are saying. Who gives a fuck, bro? You need to go out there and evaluate players yourself. They didn't think they said Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver. A Hall of Fame GM said Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver. So who gives a fuck what these people are saying about it? It's not a good draft. They told me that Trey Lance is supposed to be a stud, and now I'm hearing people say Trey Lance is probably he's not even good at throwing the fucking ball. Like, so who knows what you're supposed to believe, man? If you don't do the research yourself, watch these dudes play yourself, then you will never know. I don't watch college football, so you're never going to see me get on here and talk about players. I watch Alabama. I don't even like watching them. I don't even watch them sometimes. Because in college football, motherfuckers be getting beat fucking 100-0, bro. That's stupid. That's not football, bro. And people got the nerve to say, oh, man, college football players play harder than the NFL players because, they trying to get the money. NFL players are already rich. Sadly, that's not how it works, bro. It's teams that's got a whole bunch of NFL caliber team players on them, and teams that just don't, and that's it's gonna lead to ass whoopings on 9 out of 10 weeks. So I'm not gonna get on here and tell you that the prospects is bad or good, because I'm not watching them motherfuckers. I know what Bryce Young do for my team, but that's it. And I don't even watch him close enough right now to tell you how great he really is or not. So the Texans, I don't think, gonna make that mistake of holding on to David Mills, bro. They definitely need to make something happen. And people keep trying to tell me Tua Tagovailoa is a bad quarterback. let's address that. So obviously we're gonna talk about the Dolphins next, but let's address that because that's who might end up getting traded to the Texans, bro. Let's talk about that. People keep trying to tell me Tua a bad quarterback. Mind you, this motherfucker is a rookie. So people was basically doing to him what they was doing to Lamar Jackson. They giving him no time to improve, no time to develop. They just want to go ahead and label him something because narrative and just ignorance and stupidity and anything else you want to call it. Because I'm just baffled by it at this point. People speaking on Tua like the motherfucker been in the league for 5-6 years, bro. The motherfucker was a rookie last year who didn't even get to start the whole year. This his first year legit starting and he got hurt. And for some reason people is like going ham on this man. I don't understand that shit. I hope he get traded. I don't want him to get traded from the Dolphins because why draft this dude he played with in college if you just gonna fucking trade Tua? Like, to me that would be so ignorant. Like, so fucking ignorant. But if Tua do end up getting traded, I hope he get traded to the fucking I think he will end up getting traded to the Texans. And if he do get traded to the Texans, I think he gonna ball out. Like, all you gotta do is put the right team around him and everything. Like, Tua threw 4 touchdowns today, bro. Like, scrubs don't just throw 4 touchdowns, bro. Okay? They was in that game. They lost by a touchdown. I picked the Falcons to win it. I did not think the game was going to be that close. Like, to me, more so than anything, and shout out to Kyle Pitts. He coming through every week making big plays. But listen, I didn't really think the Falcons were that great. I just think the Falcons, Matt Ryan is better than the other 2 quarterbacks. I love Jameis Winston. That's my boy. Matt Ryan is better than Jameis Winston and far better than fucking Sam Darnold. It is no reason Matt Ryan and these Falcons teams should not finish in second in this division. But let's take it a step further. It's 3 spots in the playoffs this year, right? A wild card. And right now, I know for a fact that one of them wild card spots is being taken by the Rams, right? Why okay, now let's go down the division. So the lead teams is leading in their division. The Packers is leading in their division. That's going to be a playoff spot, right? The Arizona Cardinals leading in their division. That's a playoff spot, right? The Bucks leading in their division. That's a playoff spot, right? Yep. And the what's the other division? I can't remember the other division off the top of my head. But with that being said, the Falcons should be in a playoff spot by the end of the year. They should be a wild card team by the end of the year with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is better than a lot of these quarterbacks for these other teams. Matt Ryan has weapons to work with. Yes, the defense ain't that great, but the defense can play serviceable defense. All I'm saying is the Falcons don't have a reason not to make the wild card this year. Now that I'm looking at the totality of the NFC, it is not as great to me. It's not as quarterback dominant as the AFC. The AFC got a murder's row of quarterbacks, bro. The AFC and the NFC, Matt Ryan is one of the better quarterbacks. So Matt Ryan gonna have to get it going, man. He gonna have to hop on his horse. He gonna have to giddy on up, man, because there's no excuse, man. Y'all got it. You almost lost to a team you should have beat. You done lost to teams this year that you should have. The Falcons got to get it going. I don't care to hear about, we rebuilding and all this bullshit. You have an opportunity to make the wild card. Now, some people might be saying, well, we just gonna lose anyways. You don't know if you don't fucking get there. And the Cowboys leading the other division. And then you look at now that I've remembered that, let's look at these other divisions. In the Cowboys division, every team in that division is bad. Every single team in that division is bad. The Eagles lost again today. Washington lost again today. The Giants should have lost again today, but the Falcons got lucky and got one of the worst teams in the NFL in their division, in the Panthers. The Falcons are better than every single one of these teams I just named, not named the Cowboys, or any of those divisional leaders, or the Rams, who would be a division leader in a different division. You see what I'm saying? The Falcons should make the wild card / the playoffs, bro. Like, it's no excuse. No excuse. So, they needed that win. They needed that game-winning field goal because it's absolutely no excuse to be losing to a Dolphins team that only got 1 win on the season. And, yeah, I understand they haven't had 2 in some of them games, but still, bro, when is you going to hop on the horse and gain some momentum, bro? When is you going to start holding yourself to some type of expectation? Because the playoffs is open, and they can make it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, now we're going to hop Sheesh. But now we're going to hop all the way over to the motherfucking. Oh, hold up. And just to let you know, the Falcons won that game 30-28. The Falcons got the Panthers next. The Dolphins got the Bills next. Dolphins fans, buckle the fuck up. Josh Allen is not going to be happy coming off of that L. But let's get to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears, since that's the team in the Falcons division. The Bucs put it on 38-3 today. They beat the Chicago Bears. Bro, I don't know what's going on. Chicago, I mean, for one, it was a rough day for Fields. 3 fumbles, I think it was either 2 or 3 interceptions. It was rough, man. It was just one of them. To me, you just chalk it up, man. It was one of them days for a rookie, man. It was just, you're going to have a day like this. You're going to have a day like this. It is what it is. Ryan Jensen still on that bullshit. I don't even know why you would expect anything else from him at this point in time, man. But, yeah, man, you just chalk it up to one of them rough days for a rookie. I will continue to say that Justin Fields is the best thing that could happen for him next year is they fire Matt Nagy and the other motherfuckers on that team so that he can get a fresh start with a fresh quarterback. I mean, a fresh head coach and quarterback coach and all that type shit. Matt Nagy should not still be coaching that team. He got his ass beat today. They'll probably blame it on Justin Fields, but Justin Fields is a rookie who's supposed to be led by his head coach, who he's relying on to prepare him for these games. Matt Nagy has shown that he is not prepared for these games. He's shown that he's not prepared to prepare his players for these games. But for some reason, we're going to keep blaming the players for it. And that to me is insane. So I feel the same way about Matt Nagy, but let's talk about GOAT Brady for a second, because the first quarterback in NFL history to get 600 passing touchdowns bow down to the GOAT. Congratulations to GOAT Brady. Congratulations. Clap, 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 clap. Matter of fact, we're going to take a pull of the blunt for GOAT Brady, bruh. Yes, sir. 600 passing touchdowns, man. It wasn't easy. A lot went into that. I'm just summarizing what I'm probably sure he going to say. I haven't heard what his response to this was. I did see that the dude who got the football had to negotiate to trade it with the dude, which is some bozo. How did that football get into that dude's hands? How did Tom Brady's 600 touchdown throw not end up in Tom Brady's hands immediately upon that touchdown being thrown? Like, what are we doing, fellas? What are we doing? Like, I didn't see how it ended up in it. I'm going to go watch the video. But I don't know how that football don't immediately end back up in Tom Brady's hands, bro. That's wild to me. But let's take this hit real fast. This is 600, Brady. The shit wasn't lit. Hold up. My bad, Brady. All right, here we go. This is the 600 touchdowns, Brady. GOAT Brady. I took a big hit of that shit. GOAT Brady. Congratulations to it. We definitely gonna have a special slide for GOAT Brady on the podcast. But Chicago, I don't like I said, I don't know what you do, man. Like I do know what you do. You gotta fire the motherfucker. But quick, I'm so happy for Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians, one of my favorite coaches in the league. He employed a lot of African American men. If you go back and look at any team Bruce Arians has led, he keep black men employed. He keep black players employed. I love Bruce Arians. That's my guy. That's a stand. He might say some stupid shit sometimes to people, but I like nobody's perfect. But yeah, I fuck with Bruce Arians. Big win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who surely the playoffs are definitely gonna. I think the playoffs will end up running through Tampa. I think at the end of the day, Tampa will end up. It's either gonna run through Tampa or Arizona. But to me, it's gonna run through Tampa because Arizona still got a tough schedule, having to still play their division. So that's just my personal thoughts. But no shade whatsoever at Kyler Murray, Baby Yoda, and the fucking Cardinals, bro. Respect to him. I saw a picture of JJ Watt and DeAndre Hopkins walking back, and that just made my heart happy because, I remember the tweet in the offseason where what did DeAndre Hopkins tweet him? Come home, brother, or come play with me, brother, something like that, where he wanted him to come play with him, and JJ Watt actually came and played with him. To me, for one, that proved that they had I didn't realize their relationship was that close. Like when DeAndre Hopkins told him to come play there and he actually did, I was like, yo, it's no fucking way that his relationship with D-Hop didn't have something to do with him going to the Cardinals. It was teams better than the Cardinals that he could have went to. And he chose to go to the Cardinals. That had to do something with D-Hop. And to see the pictures of them walking out the stadium together and shit happy because they 7-0, they deserve that shit for what they went through in Houston, bro. I will always say this. J.J. Watt had one of the strengths. Listen, I might be critical of J.J. Watt in his recent years because he has not been the same player. However, J.J. Watt had a fucking hell of a career in his prime, right? And he never could win with the Houston Texans because they never had a fucking quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins had achieved something the other day, like the quickest player to something, and he thanked all his 20 quarterbacks. That month, him and J.J. Watt deserve to be 7-0. They deserve it for what they went through in fucking Houston, bro. So if it's anybody you rooting for, it's gotta be for them too. Because what they went through in Houston, they definitely deserve to be winning right now. So shout out to D-Hop and J.J. Watt, bro. I'm happy as fuck for them, bro. Happy as fuck for them. Eagles Raiders. Eagles lost 22-33, but don't be alarmed because those were garbage yards. The fucking Eagles get a lot of those garbage yards. You're going to look at Jalen Hurts' stats. You're going to be like, oh, Jalen Hurts didn't really play that bad. Well, Jalen Hurts actually did play bad because when it mattered, he wasn't able to make throws and do things that you wanted him to do. Now, one of the biggest problems I have with Jalen Hurts in this game early was they continue to limit what Jalen Hurts does. Now, the reason that's bad is because you got other teams that's scoring on you, and you continue to limit what you do with Jalen Hurts. Now, Nick Sirianni said he was going to call this game more aggressively. I mean, Miles Sanders got hurt, so yeah, that threw a wrench in your game plan, but still, this is my thing. I said it before. They need to change the way they are calling this offense. I don't know what playbook they're using or the Sirianni playbook. They need to trash it. They need to call up Kevin Stefanski, ask him to borrow his playbook because he got 1,000 run plays and like 2 pass plays in it. I'm telling you, that right there will push this Eagles team to new heights, bruh. Maybe Jalen Hurts ain't the answer, but while he is the quarterback, can you do something to help him? Because whether it's him being bad or bad play calling, all of it's making him look bad regardless. So the Eagles got to figure something out because the score really wasn't as close as it indicates. It was just garbage yardage. So they got to figure something out because they making Jalen Hurts look bad and in turn now they looking bad. I don't imagine that you're going to fire Sirianni after 1 year, even though it's very possible since the Cardinals fired that one Wilkins after 1 year. So it's very possible. I doubt it that'll happen. Wilkins is a different person, to say the least. But yeah, the Eagles got to do something because that team look like pure shit. And it's funny because they just won a Super Bowl a couple years ago, and now look where they at. But I will also say this, the Eagles deserve it because the way you treated Carson Wentz, the way you boo your own fans and your own team and shit, any team that do that shit deserve the bullshit that they go through, bro. Straight up. Don't care. I swear the Eagles boo their fucking team on a weekly basis, bro. So could care less what happened to that team. Happy that my Raiders is doing good, though. You know what's funny? My uncle is a Raider fan, so I know he living it up right now. He got a big-ass Raider flag in his front yard. He got his own like personal movie theater and bar in his basement that he built is huge. Motherfucker got Raider gear everywhere. He love the Raiders. I know he live it. I mean, he having a ball right now. I know he took down his Chucky shit though. He had a lot of John Gruden stuff up. Like he had a Chucky doll. He had like a Gruden poster. I know he done got rid of that shit now. But happy that the Raiders won. Derek Carr back on his horse again. Nobody really had a huge. Hey, man, Yannick. Man, let me talk to you for a second, my boy. Where was this effort last year when you was with Baltimore, bruh? Now listen, my guy. Maybe it was because you was fucking traded twice in 1 year. Maybe that did something to your body. I don't know. But bruh, dude is a fucking terrorizer with the Raiders, bruh. What the fuck? We could have used this last year, Yannick. But shout out to Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby, man. Boys balling, bro. I told you was going to be hearing a lot about Max Crosby, man. Hey, the Raiders' identity on defense right now is getting after the fucking quarterback. It was a play in this game where they hiked the ball, and Yannick Ngakoue was immediately in Jalen Hurts' on Jalen Hurts when he got the hand. I'm talking about as soon as hike, Yannick was there. Shit was crazy. And Max Crosby was like, I can't let you get this by yourself, big dog. I got to show that I was here too. I fuck with the Raiders heavy. Obviously, the Raiders just give me good vibes from when I had they just give me good vibes. I fuck with Derek Carr heavy too, so obviously you know that if you've been watching that. So the Raiders get a big win. I think the Raiders is now either tied or in first place in their division. Either way, another step to the Chiefs not making the playoffs. Now, we get into what I've been meaning to get to. The Lions and the Rams, man. Jared Goff comes home. The Lions lost 19-28. Now listen, this was a closer game than it should have been. Jared Goff threw 2 picks at the end of the game to finally end the game, but bruh, the Rams be scaring me, bro. The Rams be scaring me because Matthew Stafford can have a good game overall, but it's like glaring problems. And it's funny because these motherfuckers beat the Bucks, smoked the Bucks, and then they got smoked by the Cardinals. That's why I believe that the Cardinals and the Bucks is the best teams in the NFC, because even though I know the Bucks lost to the Rams, to me that was their anomaly game. And to me, the Rams, I don't know how to take the anomaly game if that was their anomaly game. And I like the Rams. Love Aaron Donald. But here's my problem with the Rams. It's a lot of glaring weaknesses sometimes, and the Rams make problems in games when I watch them play that I think to myself, man, damn, if they was playing against a good team, they probably would have lost this game because the other team would have capitalized. And that's exactly what happened when they played the Cardinals. So I really wish the Rams would clean some of this shit up. Like, they could have lost this game today. If Jared Goff was a good quarterback, they would have lost. And it's so crazy because it's almost starting to feel like Matthew Stafford throw for a bunch of pointless ass yards, because these games end up so close and like the defense makes saves, or in this case you just gotta wait for Jared Goff to give it to you, really. But man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And maybe this is an anomaly game for them where Jared Goff just really wanted to win this game coming home and whatnot. But boy, this game was way closer than if you were a Rams fan you would have liked it to be. And it was way fucking closer than I really truly thought it was going to be. Like, I had a talk with my one of my homies on Twitter. He was like, we was basically talking about he thought Jared Goff was a serviceable quarterback, and I was like, nah, I don't think he is, because you got to have the game plan go perfect for Jared Goff to look good. And if any type of deviation from the plan have to happen, or any type of off-script work need to be done, it's over for you. Jared Goff gonna fuck it up because he is atrocious when he have to make decisions by himself or go off-script. And then it ultimately just led to us basically agreeing that Jared Goff probably still better than Baker Mayfield. That's and the reason I ended up coming to that conclusion, because I think Jared Goff is atrocious, but Baker Mayfield is more atrocious than even I thought, because Jared Goff actually does have a better throwing arm and throws the ball better than Baker Mayfield. He definitely throw the deep ball better than Baker. And imagine me saying that when Jared Goff be overthrowing and underthrowing motherfucker. And can we have a conversation about these pass interferences, bro? The Colts got so many pass interference. That was the biggest part of the offense for the Colts tonight, to be completely honest with you. And if you look at the show, I love Carson Wentz. Bro, walk it to him. Had a lot of PIs tonight, bro, from bad throws, bro. Just because you underthrow a receiver and the receiver come running through the defensive back to try to save the catch, that should not be PI. The NFL gonna have to look at that, bro, because that's getting ridiculous, bro. Every fucking week now, I done seen a defensive PI called on underthrown or bad thrown footballs where the receiver have to come back and save the play, and then it's a PI. I don't understand how that shit keep happening. I don't think that shit should be happening, because that's you just bailing out quarterbacks for making bad throws. And Carson Wentz made like 3 bad throws in this game that led to PI. Now, in his defense, in the defense of one of those PIs actually was a PI on Tart. Like, Tart just straight up ran right into a dude. However, to defend that also, it still was a bad throw on that play too. So you can take it how you want to, but that was the only one that legitimately you could tell me was a PI. Even though I would have still been like, but if somebody want to argue that still was a bad throw, yeah, it was. It was a bad throw and it was uncatchable. Like, I saw that play today in the Baltimore game where it's an uncatchable play and the quarterback get bailed out with a PI, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just saying, they got to do something about that, man. That's a bad call, bro. And that shit is starting to fuck up the game, man. Well, it's not really fucking up the game, but it's a bullshit call, especially tonight when that was the biggest reason for the Colts' big offense. Like, they got in the red zone like 3 times off of PI, bro. And it was long PIs. It wasn't like no 2-yard PI. It was like 30, 40 fucking yard PI calls. I think the fucking 49ers had like fucking 100-something yards on PI, bro. This shit was wild. Also, the 49ers fucking season is over. That was the Sunday night football game. The season is over for the 49ers. Now, here's my question when you come to the 49ers. Jared Goff. Jimmy Garoppolo got the Jared Goff syndrome, in which they both went to Super Bowls, but they did not lead teams to Super Bowl. They just so happened to play for teams that were extremely talented that got to Super Bowls. And just like Jared Goff, he could not do or make the throw that he needed to make to get those good teams over the hump or to save those teams like they had been saving their asses all season. That's the issue with Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's the only reason he is still a starter, because he got that on his resume. Oh, I went to Super Bowl. And, of course, he got those wins because of Tom Brady won them Super Bowls. Them ain't his rings. Them Tom Brady rings, bro. But, yeah, I said it. Jimmy Garoppolo, I be hearing people talk about Jimmy Garoppolo got, 3 Super Bowls. No, motherfucker. Tom Brady won him them Super Bowls. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do shit. But, I don't know what you do if you're the 49ers. Actually, I do know what you do. For one, you got to find some way to trade Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if it's a trade partner out there or not. I'm pretty sure it's not. I cannot imagine that there's somebody out there willing to make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo unless the Houston Texans want to be stupid. Then maybe they would do it. But I think Jimmy Garoppolo at this point in his career is a backup. He cannot stay healthy. He cannot make the throws necessary to win games during the game. Tonight's game was atrocious. The fucking 49ers had a phenomenal first drive running the ball. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, this about to be a game. They about to run the death out the ball. They about to run the air out the ball. Bro, them motherfuckers didn't score. They sat on 12 points for like the rest of the game until like one drive later. I mean, like one drive in the fourth quarter, they finally scored like at the 8-minute mark or some shit, probably later. And then that was the rest of the scoring for them the rest of the night. And to the defense of the 49ers credit, they did not let the Colts go stupid in this game either, because Carson Wentz threw just a bozo interception in the red zone. And then they couldn't convert downs and shit. But finally, Carson Wentz decided to stop playing. And this is an interesting game because I don't know if I just watched 2 bad teams play or if I just watched one good team or like a decent team just struggle a little bit against a bad. I don't know what I just watched, bro. That's the problem. But I don't know where you go if you're the 49ers, because you just drafted Trey Lance, but you got everybody saying Trey Lance is not even a good quarterback. Like, he's not a good thrower. He's not good at reading defenses. So I don't know why you draft him knowing that Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good quarterback. So people like to say Jimmy Garoppolo got a lot of wins as a starter, but people don't like to give a lot of credit to the actual reasons he won them games, the running backs and the defenses, which is very odd when you look at the fact that Lamar Jackson, all the stats say Lamar is the reason Baltimore wins games, but they give all the credit for Jimmy Garoppolo when the stats directly say he's not the reason his team wins games. But that's neither here nor there. The 49ers are going to have to figure something out. They keep having players hurt. I don't think the players on that defense is that great aside from Fred Warner and Bosa. But everybody be getting hurt. You got dudes getting hurt all the time on offense. Dudes getting hurt all. And listen, Kyle Shanahan's supposed to be this guru of an offensive coordinator, man. I don't know what the fuck the night was then if he's supposed to be some guru. Because like I said, man, the night was a terrible offensive showing for them motherfuckers, bruh. They is lucky that the Colts played just as bad as them for as long as they did in that game, bruh. Or this would have been an ass whooping, bro. Dead ass. This was a very confusing to see this to see how this shit transpired, bruh. Very confusing. But with that, I just tossed away my note sheet because that's all the fucking games that we did, man. Hey, did you enjoy the show? Y'all enjoyed the show? Did I do a good job for you? Did I cover enough for you? Hey, before I go though, let's talk about something real fast, man. How the fuck did Dwight Howard not make the NBA 75 team? See, this is continued proof, bro, that this shit is a popularity contest by motherfuckers who don't know what, by just pencil pushers, bro. Like T.O. said, bro. Like, how in the fuck did Dwight Howard not make the 75 team, but Damian Lillard made it? And I don't want to be the one who do that, but I am finna name some other people because I love Damian Lillard, so I'm not finna just name Damian Lillard and leave other people off. So I am finna name other people that he should have made it over, but I did not want to do this, but I have to start it now because I'm not finna just leave my boy Dame Dollar hanging like that because I fuck with Dame Dollar, bro. However, how the fuck did Dame, man, I'm sorry, Dame. Excuse Dame. Dame should be on the list. How the fuck did Paul Pierce make the list over Dwight Howard? Paul Pierce's prime wasn't Dwight Howard's prime. Paul Pierce didn't even make the fucking playoffs for years. Dwight was carrying that Magic team. Paul Pierce's legacy, from as far as you can remember, started once KG and Ray Allen got there. That's why I don't understand why he be hating Ray Allen that much no more. Or you know what? Apologies. He say he don't really got hate for Allen no more. But he shouldn't never really had that type of hate because that was the only reason you became relevant was because KG and Ray Allen came over there. I don't want to disrespect Paul Pierce because I fuck with the truth. But I'm just telling you like it is. He is a stud. His peak, to me, was not Dwight Howard. Dwight carried a team to the NBA Finals. Multi-time all-first team NBA player, multi-time all-first team defensive player, multi-time all-star, multi-time rebound leaders, multi-time block leader, multi-time defensive player of the year, multi-time just multi-time everything, bro. One of the greatest centers in his prime the game ever seen. Probably the most athletic center the game done ever seen, bro. And he was off of the 75 team, bro. What? Anthony Davis made that shit over him. Anthony Davis made the playoffs 2 times, won 1 series, bro, when he was with the Pelicans. Had way more talent on that team at times than Dwight Howard had with the fucking Magic. Dwight had Hedo Turkoglu, bro. Rashard Lewis. Jameer Nelson. Mikael Pietrus. Scan Van Gundy grumpy ass. Miss me with that, bro. That man had to beat LeBron James, bro. Like, bro, y'all, they just be disrespecting Dwight Howard, bro. I don't get that shit. I don't get that shit. And then you see why I turned in my Laker jersey, bro? Do you see why I turned in my Laker jersey and became a full-time Golden State Warrior fan, bruh? Because this is not the Lakers that I grew up watching, bruh. Bro, what kind of leader is AD bucking up to Dwight like that, trying to son him like that? Hey, yo, he lucky I'm not Dwight, because listen, Dwight probably was going to get in trouble and get the blame anyway, so I would have whooped your ass on the spot if I'm as big as fucking Dwight Howard. There's no 2 questions. You're not finna sub me, bro. Especially, I got a big thing about people trying to embarrass me or sub me in front of a group of people, bro. Like, I don't play that shit. That's, like, because to me, that's just disrespectful, bro. Anytime somebody choose to openly try to embarrass you in front of somebody, that's them choosing to disrespect you in front of everybody. And I don't play that shit. I get busy with it real quick when you try to pull shit like that, bro. And so, if I'm Dwight Howard, bro, I'm set anyways. I'm already paid. This argument right here could possibly get me thrown out of the NBA anyways based on a supposedly star player doing this to me. So, I'm going to get my buddy's worth anyways. I'm finna whoop your ass, bro. You're not finna be bucking up to me like that. You're not finna try to sun me, bro. Like, what kind of leader is you, bro? What bro, Philip Hudson be saying, bro? What's your morals like, bro? Like, what's up with your morals, bruh? But that's all I had to say, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me on this Sunday, October 24th, man. Enjoy y'all day and y'all night, man. I enjoyed my day, man. My team got their ass whooped. I'm not too happy about that, but I ain't too mad about it either. Lamar Jackson didn't get hurt. He played good, so I'm happy about it. Now, some people going to be like, oh, well, you not really a Baltimore Raven fan. Man, don't test my fandom, bro. I got Baltimore tatted on me, bro. Don't test my fandom, bro. I just ain't never had a player on the team that I could love like I love Lamar. Pause. aside from Ed Reed. But you gotta understand, it's a different type of love. Cause see, Ed Reed couldn't directly affect with it as much as LeBar can. All I know since we done got LeBar is with it. That's all I know. Reporter told Lamar this the biggest loss he done had in his career since he done took over for the Ravens. He said, "Damn, really, bro?" And I knew that coming out of the game. I was like, I think this the biggest L we done took since he done took over. They pulled my boy in the fourth. I'm glad too, because there wasn't no need of him staying out there trying to throw an interception. Wasn't no need of him getting hurt. No point in none of that. We care about player safety over here, unlike Vic Bichio. But hey, man, I appreciate you for joining me, man. Y'all got to share this one, man. This one was good. This one was good. I felt good. I know y'all felt good. This shit sounded good, man. This shit was a vibe tonight, bro. This shit was a vibe. Kicking it with Saint was a vibe tonight, man. Share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. We're going to blow up. We're going to blow up. This is going to be a nationally syndicated podcast one day. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys now. I'm putting in the work. The next part of the podcast, we're going to start having intro beats. Like I'm going to ask my homeboy, Astro Beats, to and y'all should go follow him on Twitter, to can he make me a beat, or do he got any beats for me that I could use to start the show off with from here on out? But man, we growing. It might take a year, 2 years, 3 years, but we growing, baby. Knowledgeable, fun, vibing. We good over here. But y'all have a great night, great day, great afternoon, whichever part of the time or day you're listening to this. If your team lost, hey, that's all right. We got to play again next week anyways. Well, not my team. We going into the bye week. Some people will be mad going into the bye week with an L. Not me. We even got a tough game coming out of the bye. Don't care. Can't wait. I'm happy to be able to watch some other teams next week, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Much love. I really do appreciate y'all for clicking on this video, man. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to stop by the Kicking It with Saint podcast and spend your time with me. And I greatly appreciate you for that. I really do. Salute. Saint out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver, pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends, don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers, been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer my sound, not dictated by